Welcome to First and Goal, where everything is made up and the points don't matter. Get ready for the latest and hottest topics in the SML. Let's get started. Here's your host, Mad Bomber.
All right, welcome to this episode of First and Goal. This week we've got, as usual, Prime 16-time SML champ. Some of you probably haven't been around long enough to see him win one, but apparently he's got 16. We got Dan, the preacher. Everybody just heard the church episode 2 for season 2 came out today. And then we got the man of mystery over there, Woods, coming to us live from New Jersey. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
All right, glad to have you guys here. So our first topic is going to be about the NFC East and the NFC West. Why do you guys think it looks like the East has completely fallen apart? Meanwhile, the West is turning into, or I'm sorry, not the West. It should be the South. The South is turning into one of our top divisions. What do you guys think that can be attributed to? Dan, we'll start with you.
Man, this is the easiest question of the night. It is very easy. One fact: the NFC East has to play the AFC West. That's the bottom line. You look at season 1, the NFC South. Who did they have to play? The AFC West. It's the best division in SML. I know we took a big hit with losing our Wolfpack leader in QB stud, but we're still the best in SML. And that's why you see the record down. East has to play us this year. South played us last year. That's the only reason. Right there it is.
All right, we'll get to that if the AFC West is the top division a little bit later. But Woods, what do you think about that?
I might agree with Dan to a degree. AFC West is a powerhouse, but it took a very big hit with QB being gone. Yeah. See you later, QB. But I just think this Madden doesn't cater to certain play styles that the NFC East has, and I think the NFC South, those guys are finally starting to get it together. I knew Laurie wouldn't be down for long. I don't know much about Dookie, and Royce is always going to be good. And who else is in that division? Colts?
Yeah, Colts in there.
Yep.
He's actually probably the one that I would call the most
He's the one that
overachieving. Right
he is the one that he's a bit slacking behind, but I don't know. I just think the strong guy in that NFC East is Grams, and he's struggling a bit, and that's what's really hurting him.
Oh, for sure. What do you think, Prime?
Oh, yeah, I've got nothing but opinions. And on the NFC East, it wasn't really that elite anyway. I mean, Grams is the premier player of the NFC East. I mean, we can all probably agree on that. But Grams isn't the same player and hasn't been since about 2 Maddens ago. And the reason why is Grams kind of plays a bait and switch with his middle linebacker typically, where he runs into the line of scrimmage or close to it, and then he can kind of make the ground back. In last Madden, they weakened the user, and this Madden, they really weakened the middle linebacker user. So that's kind of caused Grams to fall. Also, people like Rowan Kuh, people like Chris with that Eagles team falling apart. They're players who you have to be on your A game, or at least a B game to beat them if they're playing their A game. But they're so inconsistent that it was just a matter of time before they start losing some games. Over there in the NFC South, Dookie replaced Field, so that's, obviously Dookie's a big-time Madden player. He plays a lot. Field didn't really play that much. Royce is going to be Royce. But the thing about Colt 45 is, and I said this last cycle, and I got some heat from him, but he hasn't beat anybody. If you look at his record this year, he's got some wins, but he hasn't beat anybody with a record above 500. So once again, I put the pressure on him last cycle. I said, hey, look, let's see what you can do. And last time when I put the pressure on him, it burst his pipes. Let's see how he does this time. But I'm not buying on anybody in the NFC South except for Dookie and Royce.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. But,
Look, if you want to find out what's going to happen, I don't know when this is going to air, but you're going to see what's going to happen when the Broncos play the Eagles here at 8 p.m. So
or when
it's
play
pretty
the
much.
Giants.
Well, that'll come too. I already beat the Redskins and the Cowboys. AFC West, we own the NFC East. That's why they're going to have a losing record.
Now,
it's going to happen next season to another division in the NFC. It's just going to be all cycle long.
Well, I was going to say, I
I'm
think
gonna
we're
go
playing
on
the
record
Giants
and
after
say-
this, not the Eagles.
Or was the NFC West or AFC West bragging about beating Blunt Burner? I don't know if that's much of an achievement.
Just got to beat who's in front of you. Got to play who's in front of you.
I'm going to go on record and say Baker's the only reason I lost to Dan, and I'll stick to that.
All right, so we'll move on to topic 2. Topic 2, where's all the Simbardis? We're in season 35. Prime supposedly has 16 of them. We know QB, whoever he is, he had some. Lawyers got one, but everybody else is gone. Why do you think nobody sticks around after they win? Prime, we'll start with you.
Oh, I love this question. So we played 33 seasons, 34 seasons.
34, yeah.
Dan's over there. So basically, I have almost half of the trophies, and then you have Gov, who had 4, QB had 3, and Jonesy had 3. So right there, you've got 26 of the 33 Lombardi trophies between 4 guys. Now, Jonesy and Gov are not going to go in too much, but QB, he just like went full blown. He went crazy, couldn't take the pressure, couldn't take the hype. I don't know what it was, but he went crazy, turned heel, went crazy. It is what it is. But I think at the end of the day, with where we're going, the trajectory we're going, and some of the guys who won early on in the SML maybe not have fit like we wanted them to. But when you have 26 of the 33 Simbardis between 4 guys over a 5 or 6 year span, some of them are naturally just not going to be there anymore.
Makes sense. Dan, what do you think?
Now, listen, okay, you've got some people that I've been here. I think I've been here about 4 seasons, maybe 5 seasons. I've seen Sunday come. I've seen QB come. They win a lot. They win Super Bowls. But it takes a lot of pressure to keep winning, and it takes a lot of pressure to be the guy with the target. And like Prime said, now some people start to nitpick. Some people start to come after you. Some people start playing mind games. I've seen Prime do it already, try those Jedi mind tricks. So it's pretty difficult to stay in a league and to be that top guy. So that's hats off to Prime for that. Unfortunately now, though, what Prime's problem is he's bringing in too much talent. And so he's got too much talent coming. I see about maybe 4 or 5 different winners this cycle, new guys that are coming. They're going to be beating Prime up. He's already struggling in his own division. Okay, Bombers kind of dominated him already. I know he let him win last game because PS4 5's coming out, and he wants to win that, and he wants to stay in the league. But look, we're going to see some new fresh winners this cycle, and you're going to see it. Question will be whether or not they can stay, because can they handle the pressure?
Okay, so you think it's the pressure. What about you, Woods? What do you think the reason there's no more Simbardis here?
I think it's Prime just saying, hey, he's the man. No one else can beat him. Get out of here. We don't need you. We don't want you. Luckily, he kicked Jonesy. Jonesy was the reason I got in. So, hey, I'll thank Prime for that. But I don't know. I mean, a lot of these guys, excuse me, like I thought Gov would be here for pretty much forever, but he checked out. QB was really the shocking. He was a shocking thing because I think whatever was going on with him Madden wise, the NYT loss just it made him snap. I went back and watched that game. You could see him almost wanting to go full tilt.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I've been there before. I know what that's like.
Yeah, anytime you lose to NYT, you really want to reevaluate.
So.
What was that, Prime? You were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, anytime you lose to NYT, you really want to reevaluate your Madden career. But the QB one did surprise me as well. But hey, a lot of the wealth is shared amongst 4 guys, and I think as you grow and continue to grow, it's I'm sure we'll get some more guys who are just kind of long-term guys.
Well, we'll see.
Before last night's win, I was contemplating retirement because I didn't think I was going to beat NYT at all. So I got lucky.
All right, so we'll move on to topic 3 now. Topic 3 is going to be kind of going back to what Dan was saying about the AFC West being the top. With no QB in the AFC West, is the NFC taking over as the top conference? And we'll start with you, Dan.
Look, we were so far ahead. The AFC was so far ahead the last season. It was kind of funny. I mean, the Super Bowl was pretty much a joke. We all kind of knew that. QB knew that. Everybody knew that. The AFC was the dominant conference. We lost one of our top guys, yeah, but it's still the dominant conference. Don't let the NFC fool you. They got some young guys. They got some people flying around. They're yipping and yapping on chat, talking all these big games. When it comes to shove, I will take Bomber, Prime, myself. I'll even take ZZ the Great because ZZ's coming on. You better watch out, folks. ZZ's going to take QB Stud's spot. He's going to rise up to the top. AFC is going to hold it for the entire cycle.
Putting ZZ in the top 5 has to be
Wow.
not really saying much for the AFC. What do you think, Woods?
I think Dan got a shipment from ZZ. And,
That's my boy, man. That's my boy.
but yeah, ZZ has come alive. I don't think the AFC West has been weakened that much. I don't know much about the new Chargers guy, but with ZZ coming around, it looks like God, who's got the Raiders? I forgot.
Future.
Yeah, thank you. So used to Raider fan, the Ghost of Raider fan. It looks like Future's doing well with that team this season. So I think the AFC is still head and shoulders above the rest. NYT is doing great with the Ravens. Dan's doing great with the Broncos. Even now, the AFC South, Bomber and Prime, you guys are doing good as well. You just had a pretty lopsided game, which isn't indicative of what's happened in the last 5 games. But you know,
did you see how much I dropped on that raffle? There's no way I was getting booted out before.
Smart man.
I see your usual suspects in the NFC. I just think over here is too much talent and too much top talent, and there's almost a lot of mid talent guys here that could probably beat the mid talent guys in the NFC. I won't toot my own horn, but I think I can stand a chance with some of those guys over there as well. So I'll give the AFC the nod on that one.
All right, what about you, Prime?
Yeah, I think when you look at the top 3 players in the AFC, it's myself, it's Dan, it's Bomber, and then in the NFC, it's Meats, it's Faz, and it's Dookie. So those 3 we can call a push. Now, long term, if we're looking to cycle long term, Dookie's probably over under a month and a half. So the AFC is definitely going to get the edge after you kick Dookie out. But like Wood said, the middle playoff tiers and below, the AFC just light years ahead right now with the guys we've got just fighting for playoff spots. Looking at the records, guys like Woods, guys like NYT. It's crazy just how deep the AFC is, and I think the AFC is just the overall better conference. But we did lose a top tier guy in QB Stud. There's no denying that. But Meats is still the folding chair. Dookie's not going to last, and that's just the thing that's hanging over the NFC's head.
Yeah, and look at this. We didn't even mention Paulie over there in the AFC, and we picked up this new guy in the Patriots and Matt. Now, I'm pretty ticked off about this because that was my surefire top 5 pick that I was setting up to. I traded my best player, Drew Lock, for that. But watch out for the Patriots. I think he might move up. He looks pretty good. I'm keeping an eye on him, hoping he drops a little bit. But by far, AFC over the NFC.
All right.
Yeah, I forgot about the AFC East. Paulie's been solid over there. It looks like he may finally get some competition here this season.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting on Humpty Dumpty, Noel Overlord, to kind of make a comeback. You made a conference championship game. I don't know what's going to happen with him, but AFC, we can go all day. Way better than the NFC.
Oh, yeah. And I wouldn't expect any different from 3 AFC guys on the panel here. So we'll go on to topic 4. Topic 4, and this one, it comes up in chat pretty regularly, it seems. A little less now that QB's gone, but what is sim? Right, everybody seems to have a different take on what sim is and what isn't sim. And like I said, it comes up in chat. It's argued over a bunch. Let's start with Woods on this one. What do you think sim is?
I don't want to see the same offensively. I don't want to see the same play 3 or 4 times in a drive. I really don't want to see it 3 or 4 times in a game. If you can mix it up, it's not hard on offense because at default, maybe stock playbooks have 375 plays in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to beat a play to death on offense. Defense, it's kind of a crapshoot. I mean, we make adjustments anyway. We may call a cover 3 match. end up putting a guy in the flats or putting a guy in a deep hook zone or anything like that, but put man up in the seam or anything. But I mean, there are ways around it defensively. Offensively, it's more, hey, I don't want to see play action post twice on a drive, and then the next drive, I don't want to see it 3 more times because it works, or there's a glitch or an AI manipulation you can use. Sim to me is, hey, mix it up everywhere. Defensively, you can still mix it up. Man here, even if you don't think it's going to work, call it. I mean, that may be putting it a little bit too blatantly, but call man, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. A lot of plays, blitzes, man blitzes that you can throw in to hey, that's sim play, not repetitive.
Okay. What about you, Dan?
Right, bro.
I've heard you get into it a couple times with some people. What
Yeah,
about you?
I've been in conference or connected franchise Maddens for 10, 20 years. It feels like the word sim is absolutely the worst word that could ever be used in connected franchises. We should just get rid of the word, because as soon as you say it, then someone's going to say, yeah, but in 2014, Bill Belichick did this, and now the NFL's doing this, and last night Tampa Bay ran 4 rushing plays. We should use a better word. We should use house rules, fair game, whatever the league decides is sim. That's what sim is. You can't watch the NFL. You can't talk about this. We have to decide what is fair, what is house rules, and then what works for the league is what we do. So like Wood says, we got to have variety. We got to have mix it up. We got to have rules. We got to have these things. I'm not going to say guidelines, but we need to have rules. But we should throw the word sim out, because everybody in the world has their own definition, and we can argue forever on it. But it really is whatever the league decides. That's what is sim. That's what's fair. That's what the house rules are.
I agree with that, except for getting rid of the word sim, because that would be a real pain in the ass to redo all these logos. So maybe we should just keep that word and we'll just let it mean something else. What about you, Prime? I mean, obviously it all comes down to what you think sim is anyway.
So first, I guess it depends on who you ask, because anything that beats QB stud, not sim. But I mean, that's part of your answer there. But anyway, that was a low blow, cheap shot. Probably shouldn't have done that. But anyway, I think you have to see why we call things sim. I know they said you got to mix it up, but why do we need to mix it up offensively? In real life, the Patriots time and time again in Super Bowls, they've done the same play against the Rams, 4 or 5 times, a few years back.
Yep.
And the reason why we limit these plays is because the game is so garbage. In real life, players can identify that and act on it, whereas in the game, it's just not programmed for players to act in a certain way. So to me, sim play is you're trying to mirror the NFL while understanding that you're limited by Madden, but you're trying to uphold personal integrity throughout the game. So that's kind of what sim play is to us, and what it is to the Sim Madden League is, look, hey, we're trying to mirror the NFL, but this game sucks, so we got to put in rules that are probably pretty stupid, but we're dealt with this crappy game. And at the end of the day, don't do it if it looks like it's toeing the line.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So that's going to do it for first and goal. And barring a recount, it looks like QB Stud is going to be the winner. QB Stud, are you here? I guess QB Stud still won't win, so it's going to be Prime. 20 points for Prime, 17 for Dan, and 18 for Woods.
Thought you had it, Dan.
You got your 30 seconds. Let's hear your freestyle.
All right, boys. Well, the problem is I forgot to write my freestyle, so I'm actually going to go off the dome with this one. So here we go.
Not a freestyle if you write it.
Well, whatever.
Tell him, Woods. Tell him.
All right. Hold on. All right. I'm on the SML Top Show with Dan He. Come playoffs, he turns into the SML Peyton Manning. But me, I always deliver the goods. Shout out to my boy, Steve Woods.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. Well, that was well worth rigging the score here. All right. Appreciate having you guys on, and hopefully you'll tune in next week for the next First and Goal. Maybe we'll get some NFC guys on here to talk about how great the NFC
Grams
is.
is going to have an aneurysm when he sees this podcast.
Oh,
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. They're no good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this has been First and Goal. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to First and Goal. Be sure to check out Mad Bomber TV on Twitch and YouTube for the latest from the SML. And we'll see you next time on First and Goal.